All right, we've got some um, render crashes that we need to look into. Let me make sure there's no important information in here. There might be. Okay, so two JSON files shows 35 and 36 second renderer heartbeat gap stayed visible, and Electron did not. Mark it unresponsive. Yeah, I'm still able to use the app, so seems like the render crash wasn't too bad. But why are render crashes happening? Recovered stalls. The actual crashes showing up are render main thread stalls. The app is doing heavy synchronous UI work in the renderer. Latest case was in split text view with a page typewriter text editor open. Let's see, render JavaScript errors. They are not native, crashes, misleading log wording. Okay. So inside Novelative, we have these misspelled words that I can click ignore here, and then it just ignores that. But like, if I go in and out of here, it's still spelt wrong when it like reloads. So I need to make so that clicking ignore here is remembered. Because like I can click learn spelling, and then anytime this is spelled anywhere, it'll learn the spelling, but I want to click ignore here, and then it just ignores right there. And it needs to be remembered. The ignore here state should be remembered. Right now, when I use the ignore here button to tell the spelling suggestions to ignore a word, it doesn't remember that I want it to ignore that specific word when I leave the file and come back to it. Yeah. The zoom scale on any file should be remembered. So if I leave the file and come back to the file, it should stay the same amount zoom that I was at. Why isn't it working? The zoom scale should be remembered when I leave and come back to any file. The zoom scale should be remembered when I leave and come back to any file. Kind of need to organize this because this is a lot for 1.9. Import Scrivener project. Make sure to import any images that user had in Scrivener into Novelative. Make sure to preserve the formatting, indents, ruler formatting, etc. I need to look at the feedback I got from my friend. She said, and entered to start a new paragraph, it would auto tab, which was nice. Oh, another feedback for Novelative is that when I wrote in Scrivener and entered to start a new paragraph, it would auto tab. Also, if I could set a default font and size for my manuscript, that would be nice. Okay, looks like Codex is editing some things, so the ignore here state should be remembered. The main path covers file switching. Trying to tell my friend how to make the indentation for their files. Oh, what the? Make the indentation for their files default to all their text files. So like if I write in here what the? Did it already do it? No, I think I just had that already. So if we reset this to the default, then this, I want this indentation on every file, but anytime I go into one of my other files or create a new file, it doesn't have that indentation. So I'm just trying to show her how to set that to the default. Click ruler configuration, set default from a text, and then this one has edited stuff. You click it, and now all of them will have this same indentation. Go to your project settings, then click page editor, ruler configuration, set default from text, choose file with indentation. Okay, let's see if Codex is finished. The ignore here state should be remembered. Let's see if it fixed that. So I just want to ignore this spelling suggestion because it's like annoying and in the way. So I can click ignore here, then it ignores it. Now if I go into a different file and then I come back, now it remembers that I want to ignore that. So we're going to push these changes. Ignore here is now remembered. Oh, I think I also need to check in here. I think, is there spelling suggestions? Yeah, there is. So if I click ignore here and then I go back in, yeah, it doesn't work in here. So ignore here also needs to be remembered for canvas files. Canvas files, node cards, details area. This is done. Go here. We move this down to later. Folder file, if at least one file card is selected, I should be able to click the delete key. Copy that. Go in here. Ability to set project and file targets. We'll do that soon. Add layout options for the folder view. I want to keep this for 1.9 folder view. I also want in 1.9, but we'll move it for now. Make so connection presets and visualize does not retain memory. I think maybe it should actually. So we'll move this to unsure. I think I should get rid of all of this. Let's go to Codex, Novelative.com. Right below the homepage hero section, there are 3 sections that unblur when you scroll past them. I want to simplify these sections and then put them into their own smaller section so they don't take up so much room. Right below the home page hero section, there are 3 sections that unblur when you scroll past them. I want to simplify these sections and then put them into their, actually, I want to put them into their own smaller section together so they don't take up so much scrolling space. Okay, now the ignore here persistence should work inside of here as well. So if we just type this and click ignore here, now we go out and back in. Now it's remembered. Sweet. We also need to check, let's see. If at least one file card is selected, I should be able to click the delete key. So if I select this, click delete. First press shows the press delete again to confirm pop-up at the bottom of the screen. Like in other cases, right-clicking on a file card should also show a context menu with the option to delete the file. Oh. Right now that pop-up modal for options only appears when I right click on the header of the file card, but it needs to show up when I also click the synopsis section of the file card. Any part of the file card. Let's see, let's organize this a little bit more. When there's a lot of nodes in Visualize, they get crammed together. We need to leave that. Feature tours, we can move the feature tours to a later update. When there's a lot of nodes, to add a new content area for editor notes, it's too many steps to have to, okay. It's too many steps to have to open the drop down menu. Add a simple plus button. Did I? Let's see. Yeah. We can move this to a later update too, since it's not really needed for this update. It's not super important. Improve the text file, pages, right click menu. It doesn't need to have so many sub drop downs. The UX can be simplified into a larger menu. Okay, we can leave, let's move that too actually. I just want to get 1.9 released. Typewriter mode, just making a selection shouldn't move the page to center on the text cursor. I think I already did that. So we move that to implemented. Entering a text file should not auto scroll all the way down. Let's leave that. Typewriter mode on. The page should always be centered when text cursor are deleted or typed. The page should never scroll. We did that. I think we'd already did this too. Oh, no we didn't. Spell check is completely separated while typing. I don't know what I meant right there. It shouldn't be checked every single word in the document. Oh, yeah, I think we already did that. Okay. Implemented folder board card deletion behavior. So I should be able to select this, click delete. Okay. The backspace button should also do that. The backspace button should also work, just as the delete button does. And then we also need the pop-up context menu should also appear when right-clicking on any part of the file card. Right now it only shows up when you right-click on the header of the file card. Implemented the post here compaction. Let's go to that. I don't know, that looks bad. Do I want to keep that? I think maybe I get rid of all of this and I just leave this, but have it be like a banner. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's add an X through these. And then a circle through this. Go to Codex and we'll say get rid of the descriptive elements or the description. I don't know. Get rid of the paragraphs. Turn the feature names into a what's it called? Like a band or a strip. Sliding band / strip. That moves across the screen. Okay, now I should be able to click backspace and also right click anywhere. So if I right click here, right click here, right click here, and then I should also be able to click backspace to delete. Let's make a test thing we can delete. Nice. Sweet. Let's go here and push those changes. Folder view can now press del key to delete files from folder view. Press del key to delete files from folder view. Git push. Also want to check in here. Let's go to memory, changelog. Oh, that's horrible. It's making a changelog for everything. Do I want to leave this? It's making so many. Like, it doesn't need to make all of these. Oh, this is the changelog. Releases. This is what I want. Oh, shoot. Each public release should have a manifested version, for example, version 1.9. The local release automation reads the manifest to update the website release data after a platform build is published. Keep the manifest short and user-facing. Release date, title, summary, platform availability, and view highlights. Post hero section now removes the paragraph cards entirely and shows only feature names in a full width sliding strip. Okay. Slides off the screen though. Also there's like randomly blue ones. Do a deep look at that section and the sections surrounding it. Make improvements to the UI UX for the sections. Background colors. Text colors. The first thing I noticed was the feature names strip needs to have a different background color that contrasts the other sections. The texts are too big, and some of the texts are randomly blue while others are not blue, and the sliding is choppy at times. It will slide halfway off before the continuation is reproduced. I hope that makes sense. Let's fix the feature release tracker. Update the memory readme.md file so that after every feature update, it decides whether the changes made are relevant enough to make it into the release notes and release changes for the version update release file. Novelative memory releases. Copy as path. Let's see. The version JSON. Okay. Let's see. Before you make the change to properly track release notes for the new version, will you update Novelative to v0.1.9-beta, because that is what we're working on right now. Okay, it says it. Tighten the hero adjacent feature strip. Okay. That just doesn't look very good. Make it fade out on the sides so it doesn't span the full width of the website. And then also it shouldn't have a dark background in light mode. Actually, I'll just say make sure it updates appropriately for light mode and dark mode versions of the website. Alright, I'll be right back. Oh, I was muted. We just made this strip look a lot better. And then update the README file so that it properly remembers version release updates. Okay. Oh, and looks like it already did some. Let's see what it did. Darn, we've done so much that I want to be in there. Why is it saying platforms, Windows false, Mac false? What does that mean? Windows true? Oh, I'm out of credits already. Alright, that's gonna have to be it for this time. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later.